Hey everyone, this is Dr. Connie. Welcome to my show, Functional Yoga Medicine, all about integration principles for healthcare practitioners to be the best you can be so you can be empowering to your patients. Because it's all about self-empowerment, and we utilize the true meaning of integration in our alkaline methodology to help practitioners to up-level their practices to have greater results. Today's episode is all about the your all about that your clinical knowledge is only as effective as your ability to empower your patients to help themselves. Meaning, knowledge is useless, really applied knowledge is where it's at, right? You have to remember that knowledge is only as effective as your ability to elicit in your patients or clients the desire to take action. So I just want to emphasize that knowledge, again, is meaningless unless there's application and you allow the patients to apply. So we have to sort of digest all the knowledge, because that's knowledge is very different from understanding the concepts. We're not sharing the concepts, we're sharing how the concepts can now be applied in the lives of our patients. Not only that, to empower them to be able to take the action. So, a lot of the practitioners kind of practice, as they say, as if it's like we get the horse to the water and we put so much effort into getting our patients to enlist and get them to the water. But to drink the water is the role of the horse or the patient, right? We can give them all the good information, but unless they use it in their lives, it really doesn't really matter. They might know what healthy nutrition look like from their knowledge, but to really understand what it feels like and to really apply it in their lives, to cook and to eat and plan ahead, all those things, it's quite a different matter, right? And so that's what I want you guys to understand, because at the end of the day, if you're in clinical practice, we're all about increasing compliance in our patients so they do what they're supposed to do at home to make the gains from our knowledge. And that's only when they can utilize and apply the knowledge that we provide them by coaching them, not sharing our clinical knowledge, that they can really benefit and gain the results. So I really emphasize in my alkaline method certifications for practitioners the aspect of coaching, and through transformational psychology that involves two essential elements, both inner awakening as well as outer manifestations, to really allow the patients to take responsibility for their health, right? Because again, knowing versus understanding. I want you to understand that we're multidimensional beings. There's layers to our beings. And oftentimes didactically, I believe we learn two-dimensionally or even three-dimensional, but we need to understand all angles at multi-dimensional up to like six-dimensional ways, right? We have to have greater perspective in order for us to effectively help our patients to move from knowing and understanding to actually taking the action to gaining the benefit, so that they have this sense of responsibility and be empowered to do anything and everything they can to preserve and really prevent illness, as well as to optimize their health. Because again, two-dimensional thinking, or our didactic programs in our certifications, degrees, or what have you as healthcare practitioners, we tend to dig a rabbit hole, holding on to what we know, trying to fit everything into the box of knowing. For example, if I'm a physical therapist, I look at everything of the human body from a perspective of a physical therapist. I'm also a registered dietitian. If I'm a registered dietitian, put that hat on, everything that clinically that the patient manifests or, kind of sort of reveals to me in my assessment, I would look at it from a lens of nutritionist or dietitian. If I'm a physician, same thing, internal medicine, endocrinologist, or gastroenterologist, right? It's their specialty by which they look at the patient. And so you end up with this fragmented perspective of the patient. We're all clinically trained in our expertise, but that expertise further sort of divides the patient, and the patient is left with limited perspective, and they don't really understand how things kind of come together in their messy lives that involve multi-layered approach to their living, and nobody really sheds light onto whatever it is that they need to be doing to manage their thoughts, their feelings, and their actions in a way to really suit their needs, to really regain their health, right? So it's important for us to take a step back and choose to have a bigger perspective and understand that, the person that we're trying to treat right in front of us, whether they have a chronic illness or they're trying to optimize their health, it's our role to look at their whole being, like their relationships in their close circle, as well as their genetics, their lifestyle habits, and their stress levels. And then make sure that we're able to suit our care towards their needs so that they can really navigate their lives utilizing our knowledge as an understanding to apply it in their life. So basically, we're giving them a lifestyle solution. They have to live it every day, not just do it an hour when they're with us, whether it be a nutritional consult, a yoga class, a physical therapy treatment, or a consult with a physician. We only have limited time. So it has to extend above and beyond our clinical practice in order for it to have impact in the way that we expect and want for our patients. Sometimes we have to sit with the discomfort of not knowing, and we have to truly understand that sometimes we don't truly understand everything that the patient is going through. And so we have to kind of be inquisitive about where they are and sensitive and honor and respect their being, because we're trying to tailor whatever we know into the lives of our patients. And so if they need more movement in their lives, we need to get them to move by teaching them how to move. They might have debilitating issues in the shoulder, in the knee, whatever, the low back. We need to modify the way they move so that they can connect the breath with their physical body, for example, in order for them to start to slowly see the gains and understand the body-mind mastery so that they can elicit and really empower themselves to feed their body and understand the importance of eating the healthy foods to regenerate the areas of the body that they need, and then how then they can extend that in their lives if they're the cook as the mom for their family, how to separate the needs of their family in their eating habits with themselves. Because if we don't really help them navigate all these issues, then they're just going to do what's convenient. We're all human beings, right? Those are the multi-layered approach that we teach in the Alkaline Method Certification Practitioner, not sending them by referrals to all these different practitioners where the patient has to now connect all the pieces of the puzzle together. But you as a practitioner can do all these things. And so alkaline methodology was founded from the desire, my personal experience as a patient, trying to connect all the pieces together, as well as a clinician trying to refer them out, always feeling disconnected. That was ineffective. So I try to put it in all one framework to empower each clinician to be empowering practitioners to their patients, as opposed to just doing their own expertise or part and staying in their lanes and giving them a limited perspective to the patient and leaving it up to the patient to figure things out. Sometimes that's where we lose the impact. Okay, so remember, we have different layers. Human experience is not just one dimensional. It's not black and white. It's not like an algebraic equation. There's no right or wrong. It's very messy and confusing. And sometimes we just have to flow with that, right? Understand that there are many gray areas and it can get very messy because there are layers to our being. There's the physical aspect, which involves the physiology, the biochemistry, right? And remember, if you have, I guess, pathology or disease, it's further broken down, the human physiology, into systems, whether it be endocrinological system, GI system, or hormone system, or whatever, right? Or immune system. It's broken apart to understand, to go deeper into the rabbit hole, but we must understand how the layers affect each other. So we need to really focus on the yin, the details, the specialty, to the yang, the bigger picture. Okay. And then beyond the physical, we have the emotional. It's complicated, right? Did you know that humans, right, when they did the research, there are 3 common vocabulary words that we really feel like we resonate with, that we can put vocabulary to our feelings, and that's anger, happiness, and sadness, those 3. But did you know shame, guilt, resentment, there's so many other feelings that, like jealousy, all the feelings that we feel, it's complicated. And so you have to understand that we have feelings, but we didn't put meaning to them because we don't understand them. We just know that it feels bad, but we feel it, and then that can wreak havoc in our bodies. But remember, it's highly, or the feelings are highly complex based on experience and interpretations with many variables from person to person. It's highly genetic, it's highly experimental or experience, highly conditioned as well. But emotions precede thoughts. Okay, so the next layer is the mental. Mental is our thoughts, and our thoughts allow us to put meaning behind the feelings. Okay, let's say you feel unworthy, you feel shameful. So whatever the circumstance may be, let's say you didn't get picked let's say you got picked last on the volleyball team, like in middle school. You made it mean that you're unworthy, that you're not likable. And so sometimes we kind of ingrain that as our belief, and you constantly feel unworthy when triggered in life, when it has nothing to do with it. If we don't understand it, we believe we're unworthy no matter what we accomplish. For example, this is a common thing that I witness, and it's a common thing in the field of psychology. Okay. And then beyond the mental, there is a spiritual component. And this is based on spiritual orientation and, of course, beliefs that you hold on to as far as the higher power. So remember, like it's easy for me to like talk about this, but there are layers. We have the physical layer. This is our physical body. And there is the emotions and mental, as well as the spiritual. And we as practitioners are typically focused so much on the physiology. We talk about the psychology, and perhaps as well as, so psychology to me, it involves the emotions and the mental piece as well. But we have to really understand how we feel and what makes us feel and what beliefs we hold on to and what we make the circumstances mean about us. Those are things that I call inner awakening processes, as well as understanding that whatever we think is what we're producing in our lives or manifesting in our lives. And that's why we have the second element, outer manifestations, collectively transformational psychology. So we can kind of understand ourselves, and so that we can extend our understanding to the outer and understand that whatever we're thinking and feeling is what we're manifesting in our lives, so that we can take the power back, so that we can optimize our lives. And that goes for you as a practitioner, as well as to understand that that's how our human brains work for our patients, so you can have more impact. So the layers include psychology, and then you've got nutrition, fitness and movement, health and wellness, which can include like yoga, boot camp, CrossFit, Pilates, and physical therapy if you have like musculoskeletal issues. And then there's the sickness, which is where the specialists come in to break further down and go into the rabbit hole. And you have to understand, out of all the layers of the services that we offer that I mentioned, like psychology, nutrition, fitness, health, wellness, and sickness, you have to understand that everything needs to be put together to make sure that we go from sickness to health. And if you have health, you can optimize your health going forward. And you have to learn to put the pieces of the puzzle together, because we can't move and exercise without good nutrition and diet. We can't really do nutrition and diet if we don't have an understanding of our thoughts and emotions that play a part in us showing up to be able to apply nutrition and movement into our lives. So everything is so interconnected. It's actually the fundamental piece to our profession. But the fundamentality is not something that we're taught. We just pick up two-dimensionally. It's all about us portraying what we know, and we lack the understanding to put things together. And as practitioners, more and more, I feel the importance of us doing that so that we can have greater impact in the lives that we serve. So we ultimately want health and prevention. And remember, humans are dynamic in nature, not static. Dynamic meaning we're constantly changing, we're aging, we're changing. We have different needs, and all our layers need different things at every phase of our lives. And it can change from day to day, week to week, month to month. So we have to really lean into that and understand this dynamic aspect. That's why it can never be black and white. Okay. Remember too, empowerment is necessary for everyone in order for us to preserve and optimize our own health as well as the lives that we serve. And so we're sort of sharing as practitioners the lifestyle intervention and the solution that we understand by applying it in our lives to be the example in order that we can mentor our patients through. That's why I call empowering practitioners is what we seek to be in the Alkaline Method certification program. If you're further interested in the free functional yoga medicine series that I'll be hosting in June, please click the link below, sign up, and I will see you in that free training with tons of bonuses so that you can have access instantly to have drastic impact in the lives that you serve. Okay? Because this is the time to stand apart and really make a difference. Okay. Have a great day, you guys. Thanks for joining me. And if you have and comments or you liked this message and resonated with it, please subscribe to my podcast, which is Functional Yoga Medicine, found everywhere where podcasts are played, as well as I have a YouTube channel at Dr. Connie Cheung. And I love seeing the DMs coming in at Instagram at Dr. Connie Cheung as well. I'll see you guys all next week. And thanks so much for